watching. Local coverage you can count on. This is Wayne 15 News, Nightcast at 11.
I admire Jason Harp and, of course, Tom Didier and my good friend Glenn Hines, and want to pat them on the back for their civility and their diplomacy and their dedication to our city.
A big night for Fort Wayne City Council as longtime council members attended their last meeting tonight. Fort Wayne City Councilman Glenn Hines and Tom Didier said their goodbyes tonight. The two councilmen have more than 40 years of experience between them. Councilman Jason Harp also parts ways with City Council, but didn't attend tonight's meeting. Council had a lot to discuss tonight as members made final decisions on several ordinances. One of those includes creating a DORA, a designated outdoor refreshment area that would allow people to have open alcohol with a few exceptions. Council passed the ordinance with a 8-0 vote. The alcohol would have to only come from certain businesses and people would have to stay within the DORA limit. Those involved say this will be a great development for downtown Fort Wayne.
This is something that will affect tourism. This is something that should support local businesses. It should support bars and restaurants. It's something that'll make us stay competitive with our peer cities around the Midwest.
You know, there's different events throughout the season that we do sell some different alcoholic beverages. For instance, we've got Weather the Fort that's going to be coming up here on the landing in mid-February. That is something that typically we would have to pull a permit with excise. We'd have to put up snow fencing to be able to create a beer garden. With DORA in effect, we won't have to worry about any of that.
There are 16 establishments that are allowed to be involved in the ordinance. They're located west of Calhoun, running from the St. Mary's River south past Parkview Field. The ordinance now has to be approved by the State Alcohol and Tobacco Commission. Officials are hoping to have the ordinance in effect before St. Patrick's Day. Fort Wayne City Council also approved funding to demolish the former Pepsi facility near downtown. We're told the property will push the riverfront development forward.
It's a very key piece of property on the north bank of the river, and I think it will be a good piece to connect another phase of riverfront development and Promenade Park. And as we continue west then with more of this, this is what a lot of residents are asking for. Bring more of this kind of riverfront development, more of what we see in Headwaters and Promenade Parks, and I think they're going to see more of this as we move forward.
Demolition is expected to take several months, but the goal is to begin construction on the project in the spring. Fort Wayne Mayor Tom Henry confirmed the city is exploring an untraditional housing community. The city has sent representatives to Michigan and Colorado to learn more about both tiny homes and container homes, which are converted from shipping containers. Down the road, a community of tiny homes could end up on East Berry Street.
Obviously, they're not very large, but for a lot of people, you don't need a real large, less than 1,000 square feet would be sufficient. So that's what we're looking at now to see if whether or not our community is poised to be in a position to offer a community setting of tiny homes or container homes.
Mayor Henry offered no timeline for the project, including if or when it might be approved. Mayor Tom Henry also spoke with us about Project Zodiac and says neighbors have nothing to fear. An anonymous Fortune 100 company wants to build a massive data center on the outskirts of South Fort Wayne, which worries some nearby residents. Henry says city employees detected no noise from one of the company's data centers in Ohio. He says the city has never had anything like this $3 to $4 billion investment.
They will end up being our city utilities' largest water customer, one of I&M's biggest electric customers. They're going to employ over 1,000 construction workers for the next 10 years. So they're going to be a tremendous contributor to the economic success of our city. And all they're asking us to do is to keep their name out of the limelight until they break ground, I think in the spring, and then we can release everything.
You can see his full 3-minute answer on Project Zodiac right now on Wayne.com. New on Nightcast, one person was injured after an apartment fire in southeast Fort Wayne. It happened just before 6 in the 4400 block of South Anthony Boulevard. Firefighters say when crews arrived, they found fire coming from the back of the building. One person self-evacuated the building but was taken to a hospital with, quote, moderate fire-related injuries. The fire was under control in 12 minutes. The building suffers heavy fire, water, and smoke damage. It's still unknown what caused the fire. If you were driving on Clinton Street near Science Central this evening, you might have seen a road roller tipped over. The road roller was seen missing a wheel and laying on its side around 7. Crews were seen pouring oil-absorbent material on the road to clean up fluids from the spill. It's unknown what happened or if anyone was injured in the crash. Wayne 15 reached out to police but has not heard back. A man was arrested after he was accused of being with a group doing burnouts in a New Haven parking lot and then driving toward a police car, almost hitting it. Court documents say this past Saturday there were 200 people in the former Do It Best headquarters parking lot on Nelson Road in New Haven. Officers received reports of vehicles driving recklessly by skidding in the parking lot around 9:30 p.m. When officers arrived, several vehicles sped off. Police found one of the cars involved as it pulled into a nearby parking lot. Court documents say it was driven by 22-year-old Dakota Schwartz, and as an officer started blocking the entry of the parking lot, he reportedly started backing away. Then Schwartz is accused of driving directly at the officer's vehicle, almost hitting it. As he tried to back away another time, his car got stuck on railroad tracks. That's when he got out of the car. Then an officer ordered him to get on the ground at gunpoint. Schwartz now faces preliminary felony charges and is set to appear in court on Thursday. He was the only one arrested out of the group.